start again on all fours. If you want to straighten out your leg in the Priti Padasana, you can, by all means, grab a strap now. Let me just see if I can get this pinned for the. Here we go. All right. So I'm coming on to all fours. And just take a couple of dog cats and kind of feel your spine. Okay, and then just keep your navel right over the center line of the mat and see if you can keep from sitting into your left hip. So we don't want to kind of sag over to the left. We want to try to keep the navel right in the center as we slide the right foot back. And then just waggle your heel from side to side and see if you can feel each of the hamstrings in the back of your leg begin to tip up towards the ceiling, outer and the middle and the medial. And then just pull that back in and keep the navel right over the center line. Don't sit out into the right hip as you take the left leg back and just tip your heel side to side. And again, just see if you can feel each of the three hamstrings as you roll through there, and then just come back and take another dog cat. Just kind of feel the fluidity of the spine, very stretchy dog cat before we go into all this stabilization. And then come back to neutral, navel right over the center line, and then go ahead and slide your right leg back and lift the right leg this time and just begin to pull that heel in toward the glute. Feel your right glute on, feel your right hamstring contracting. You're trying not to sit out into your left hip, and you're trying not to hike up your right shoulder. Just pull in and then tip your heel towards the outside so you've got a pigeon toe, and pull in and see if you can feel that lateral hamstring. You're still trying not to sit out to the left hip, and then turn your toe towards a duck foot so you've got your heel toward the inside. See if you can feel your medial hamstring fire up, and then take the heel back to the center for the last couple, and then go ahead and drop that down and keep your navel over the center line and just draw that left leg back and let it float up into the air, and then pull the heel in toward the glute. Try not to sit out into your right hip. And then after you've taken a couple of those, turn your heel to the outside, turn your toe to a pigeon toe. See if you can feel the inside hamstring, and try not to sit out into the right hip. And then turn your toe to a duck foot and pull that heel in. See if you can feel the lateral hamstring firing up for 3, 2, and 1. And then turn your heel back to the center and pull in. And then just let that go and come back to your dog cat tilt. Very stretchy, fluid motion in the spine here for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just go ahead and contract your chin down to your collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, deep belly, and then hike your knees up off the floor so you just can feel the compression of the front spine. And just hold on to that compression as you take your knees and turn them to the right. We've got the belly a little bit contracted all the way down to deep belly, but we're also turning. And then inhale to center and exhale the knees over towards the left. 3, and 2, and 1, and then inhale to center and over towards the right. And this time, just go ahead and let your left foot come out to the side and keep holding on to a little bit of that belly work for 3, and 2, and 1, and then come back to the center. Exhale the knees over toward the left, and then just slide that right foot out along the floor. Try to keep your belly on, but you're twisting it at the same time. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then inhale, come back to the center. Set your knees down, and then release that spine into the dog to let the belly go and stretch between the navel and the pubic bone. And then exhale and cat arching. And inhale and dog tilt. And exhale and cat arch. And then go ahead and curl in one more time, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, and deep belly. So we've got a little bit of compression into that cat arch. We're just going to hold on to that and pick up the right foot and take it outside the left leg shank. And we're making a little bit of a C curve on the right, but we're not going to go as deep as we usually do because we can feel the resistance we're creating from the compression on the front spine. So just loose the right hip away from the right lowest rib. Spread the right rib tips a little bit, and you'll just feel, again, that resistance, the compression of the belly and the opening of the side waist. Press the right heel away from you for 3. Reach the left ear to the left shoulder, 2, and 1. And then inhale your way back to center. Take a stretchy dog tilt and cat arch. And just hold on to your cat arch again. And then we're going to pick up the left leg and take it outside the right. And again, you're feeling the resistance of that compression of the front spine while you're doing the side bend at the same time. So peel your left lowest rib away from the left hip crest. Push your left heel away from you. Take your right ear over to right shoulder and just see where you can make space even against that resistance. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then release and come back to center and inhale, dog tilt, and exhale, cat arch. And then go ahead and turn your toes under, straighten your legs out, and find your downward facing dog. Reach both edges of the hip crest back and elongate the side bodies, lengthening, lengthening. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then just walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Turn your hands up, palm face up onto your blocks. Spread your thumb and your pinky apart and just start to rotate your tail in a circle. So it's like you're stirring your wrists with your forearms. And then go the other direction. 3, 2, 1, and then turn your palms over. Your fingers are facing your legs. Your thumbs are reaching out to the side. Just slightly bend your elbow. And then go ahead and take that tailbone circle again. And just stir your wrists with your forearms. And then go the other direction. 3, and 2, and 1, and then inhale, look halfway up, and exhale, step your right foot back, lift your left toes in the air, fan your left foot side to side, pull your left hip back at the same time that you're pushing your left heel into the ground, and just feel the back line of that leg. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then drop your right knee down and let your left knee come in front of your left ankle as much as it wants to, and go ahead and make a sitting bone circle with your left sitting bone. You can have your right knee up or down. Your right hip is going to move, but it's very passive. Your left sitting bone is drawing a big circle, and then go the other direction. 3, 2, and 1. And then back up so your right hip is over your right knee, and just feel the left edge of your sacrum in front of the right, and then just draw it back and drop it down, and see if you can get your pelvis equilibrating a little bit. And then, just like we were doing last month, we're going to twist here, but instead of leading the twist with our belly like we did last month, we're going to hold the belly still. So curl down your chin, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, deep belly on, and just find that compression of the front spine. And try to keep about 10% of it on as you unfurl and then swing your arms. So your belly is this very still, not moving kind of place right now, but your upper body is swinging, your shoulder girdle is moving. You should feel your right glute kind of active. It's holding your body up. And then just begin to swing both your arms in the same direction. And you're still keeping that navel still. It's kind of the center stability point of the body. And now take your gaze in the same direction as your fingertips. Might destabilize you a little bit, that's okay. Just notice. Again, you're trying to stabilize from the belly. The belly's not moving as much as the arm and the hands. 3, 2, and 1. And then let that go. Curl your right toes under. Exhale, cat arching, and go ahead and let your left foot walk off to the side so it's at a 45-degree angle. Pull your left hip back, push your left heel on the floor, and then fan your left foot side to side. Just see if you can notice a tightness between your medial hamstring and your adductor. See if you can put your fingers into the divot right below the seam on your leggings. And just pry those apart a little bit. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then here we go, coming down. Right knee comes down, left knee comes in front of left ankle if it wants to. And we'll just start those sitting bone circles again with the leg off to the side, and then go the other direction. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then back up so your right hip is directly over your right knee, and take that little compression of the front line again. So collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to pubic bone, and just find that on. And as we unfurl, we're going to keep about 10% of that compression. So we're unfurling, but we still can feel that front line on. And we're going to take the back, break down, so it's at a 180 with that front thigh off to the side. And here's where we want to really feel the back arch on. So just tick-tock your right heel, get each of those hamstrings working, feel your right glute working, take your left arm along the side of the ear. We're twisting now while we've got a little bit of front compression on, and we've got the back arch working. We're gonna pull that right shoulder blade down the back, toward the spine and in toward the rib cage, and turn the navel up toward the ceiling. And I can really feel that right back arch working. Let that be your stability without giving up that 10% along the front line, and just see if you can float your left knee up into your chest. If you have a strap and you want to straighten that leg out, that's fine. 3, 2, 1. Now just let that foot float down to the ground and start tucking. Chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, and deep belly. And then tuck your right toes under. Exhale, cat arching. We're going to take that right foot, outer foot, right along the edge of the mat, left outer foot right along the left edge of the mat, and then lift and spread your left toes, fan your foot side to side. Pull left hip back, push left heel into mat. For 3, and 2, and 1. And here we go. Last set of sit bone circles for this warm up on this side. And then we'll go the other direction. 3, 2, and 1. And then just back up your right knee so it's over your right hip. curl in, chin to sternum, sternum to collarbone, oh sorry, collarbone to sternum, sternum to deep belly. And then we're gonna keep about 10% of that front line on as we take the right hand back. You're at a 180 with that front thigh, or if you want to be out to the side more, that's okay with me. And then left arm alongside the ear. Just feel that front spine on while we've got a little twist. And then as you turn your navel up to the sky, go after that back arch. Tick-tock your right heel, feel your right glute. Pull your right shoulder blade down toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, and up into the rib cage. And just let that be your stability as you float that left knee up into your left hand and find that shin for 3 and 2 and 1. And just let that left foot float down. Come chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. And then we'll go ahead and exhale. Last cat arching here. Lift and spread your left toes and fan that foot side to side for 3 and 2 and 1. And then step your left foot back. Take your feet mat width apart. And really draw your spine up, your dolphin fin between your shoulder blades, up high to the ceiling. Lift the base of the skull up, and then just pull your hip crest forward. Reach your heels back. Just find as much plank work as you can get. Navel is sewing up to the spine and pulling up under the rib cage for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just tip both your heels to the left, but keep that compression in the front spine. So you're just feeling that pull, even though you're lifting the base of the skull up towards the ceiling, you're feeling that pull on of chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, and deep belly on for 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale back to the center and exhale the heels over toward the right. Still have that compression in the front spine, and we're feeling the twist here for 3 and 2 and 1. And then inhale to center and step the right foot forward, cat arch over the front leg, lift up and spread your right toes, fan your foot side to side. Push your right heel into the ground as you pull the right hip back for 3 and 2 and 1. And then here we go, coming down, left knee, right knee comes in front of the right ankle, and we're going to take a little sitting bone circle. And then we'll go the other direction for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just back up so your left hip is directly over your left knee. And notice that your right edge sacrum is probably in front of the left edge. Pull it back and sink your right sitting bone down so you've kind of equilibrated your pelvis. And then we're going to swing the arms, but we're not going to follow the belly. We're going to stabilize it instead. So find your chin tuck, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, deep belly on like you're putting on a tight pair of pants. And just keep about 10% of that sensation of compression as you unwind and start swinging your arms. Your shoulder girdle is going to move a lot more than your navel. It's almost like your navel is stuck going straight ahead. It's stabilizing the body. And then just start to swing both your arms to one side. And again, you're stabilizing right from the navel, from that compression of front spine. And then let your gaze go with your hands, and that might destabilize you a whole lot. That's okay. You're just trying to keep your stability in the center of the body for 3 and 2 and 1. And then curl your back toes under. Exhale, cat arching, and let your right foot drift off to a 45 angle off to the right. Push your heel into the floor. Pull your right hip back and fan your right toes side to side. And just see if you can feel that tightness on that inseam line between the medial hamstring and the adductor. And see if you can drop your fingertips into that little divot between those muscles and loosen it up a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. And here we go. Left knee comes down, right knee comes in front of right ankle. Sitting bone circle for 3, and 2, and 1, and then go the other direction. 3, and 2, and 1, and then back up so the left hip is over the left knee, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, deep belly on. And let's just hold on to 10% of that as we unfurl and take that left brick behind us at a 180 to this front thigh. So it's at about a 45-degree angle to the back. And we'll take the right arm alongside the ear, and we're just feeling that compression of front spine while the navel is twisting over towards the left a little bit. And then as we turn that navel up toward the ceiling, we're really going to concentrate on that back arch on the left. So tick-tock your left heel, turn your left glute on and find your left shoulder blade pulling down to the pelvis, toward the spine, and in toward the rib cage. And then just stabilize the body there as you float the right knee into the hand for 3. If you want to straighten out the leg, that's okay with me. And 2, and 1. And then just let that foot float down and then tuck in, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. Tuck your left toes under, exhale, cat arching, and then we're going to take the right edge of the foot right along the edge of the mat and the left edge of the foot right along the left edge of the mat. Lift and spread your right toes and fan your foot side to side. As you pull the right hip back, push the right heel into the floor for 3, and 2, and 1. Left knee's going to come down, right knee coming in front of the ankle. Last set of sitting bone circles for this warm up on this side. And go the other direction as you really pull that right sitting bone away from the midline. See how far away you can get it from the perineal body. And then when you're ready, back up. Left hip directly over left knee. We're going to curl in, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to deep belly, like you're putting on a tight pair of pants. And then hold on to about 10% of that as you unfurl and take that block back behind you at a 180 to the front thigh. If that's too difficult, you can take that block out to the side. That's fine with me. And then just arm alongside the ear. You've got that compression of front spine, 10%, and you're turning the belly like we did in the warm-up, the initial thing we started class with. And then as you take your navel up to the ceiling, you're going to go after that back arch. So tick-tock your left heel. Try to find all your hamstrings turning on. Get your left glute on. Pull your left shoulder blade down to the pelvis, in toward the spine, and then into the rib cage. And then float your right knee up. 3, 2, and 1. And then just let that toe come down. And really touch chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. Exhale, cat arching. Lift and spread your right toes. Fan that foot side to side for 3, and 2, and 1. And then step that right foot back. Pull hip crest forward, heels go back, quads are really tight. You're going to squeeze your knees and pick up between your shoulder blades. Base of skull rising, navel coming up to spine and tucking up under rib cage for 3, and 2, and 1. And then just keep that front line compression on and take your right hip over toward the right and try to make your body into a big C curve. You've got the front compression on, you're compressing your left sideways, you're opening your right ribs, pressing your right heel back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hip is coming out to left. You're still trying to keep that 10% compression on the front spine. Your right side waist is compressing. Your left hip is reaching out to the left for 3 and 2 and 1, and then inhale to the center. Step your left foot forward, take your right knee down, joint stack your right hip directly over your right knee, and as if you had a big blanket that you had rolled up in your hip crest, try to lift your belly up and over it as you lean forward. Ardha Hanumanasana, press your left big toe mound, reach your sternum out over your leg. Fan your left foot side to side for 3 and 2 and 1. Now walk that left foot 45 degrees out to the left while you're walking your blocks over toward the right. You're going to take your left block a little further than your right block, and you're going to hike up your left lowest rib. So it's not so much about your shoulder top, but about your lowest rib prying itself away from that left hip crest, elongating left sideways, spreading left rib tips. Left hip is reaching over left side for 3 and 2 and 1. And then find some compression in your front spine, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, and deep belly. And just keep about 10% of that compression on as you firm your right hand into the block and unfurl your left hand up to the sky. Inhale, lift your shoulder blade up towards your ear, open your palm and reach it back behind you. And then exhale, lift your shoulder blade up again, and this time turn the palm down as you drop it forward. Inhale up and open the palm. Exhale up and close the palm. Inhale, hike the shoulder blade up and open the palm. Exhale, hike the shoulder blade up but close the palm. 2 more of those. Inhale. You're making a little rainbow with the outside edge of your shoulder. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then just let that left hand come down, hold on to the block and climb its way underneath the right forearm. Flip your left palm and cinch the fingertips towards the back mat. And then pull your left shoulder blade towards the front mat as you reach your left hip over towards the left edge of the mat. 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale your way back to the center. Pick up your left foot and take it straight ahead on the mat, and then just walk past it. Take your right block further than your left block. Reach and lengthen from bottom right rib as you creep your fingertips forward. Elongate the right sideways. Spread your right rib tips. 3, 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and walk your blocks all the way around to the right side of the mat and pull your right leg shank behind your knee. You can take your knee just slightly outside of your right hip, and your left foot is parallel to the front edge of the mat. And then just elongate both sideways as you take your palms forward and inhale your arms alongside your ears. Just try to lift the entire rib cage up away from the pelvis. And then we're just going to take this right hand down, fingertips to the mat. Now let's go for some balance on the front and the back spine. So tuck chin, collarbones to sternum, sternum to navel, deep belly. And then we're going to unfurl, but we want to keep about 10% of that on as we unfurl. And then also engage shoulder blades down to the spine, down to the pelvis, in towards the spine, into the rib cage. I've got about 10% on my front line and about 10% on my back line. And I want that to be my stability. Just think about everything being ruled by the belly here as you float your left leg up. And just think about that stability between the front and the back spine and that steadiness of the navel, like when we were twisting. Just start to float that left arm up to the sky and reach into those fingertips until your right thumb floats up and all the fingers come up except middle finger. And you still got the stability right here in your belly. And then we're just gonna let that right fingertip go. We're gonna wobble, Parigasana, wobble. Try to stay 3 limbs off the ground. 3, 2, and 1. And then just land everything down. Let your left arm reach way past your left ear. And just rainbow your left ribs up to the sky. Spread the rib tips apart. 3. Push your left heel away from you. 2. And 1. And then inhale one more time. Lift into your left finger so much that your right fingers come up. And just try to balance your front and back spine again. A little bit of 10% compression on the front, a little bit of compression on the back, and then right arm comes up and over alongside ear, and left ear drops down. Try not to put any weight into this lower arm onto the leg, just draw it over to the other side instead. All right, so we've got this compression on the front side and on the back side still working. We're just going to switch the arms. Take the right ear down. Again, feel your stability right in that center spot of the body. Inhale your way up. And exhale your way down the other side. Inhale your way up. Exhale your way down. Inhale your way up. And exhale your way down. And then this time, go ahead and land both hands at the back of the mat. Step the right foot to meet the left, and you're in downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. Elongate both side bodies and just notice how the different sides of your body feel. And we've done a lot of those actions on one side. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just step your right foot in between your hands and take your left knee on the ground. And then as if you've got a blanket rolled up in front of your hip crest, see if you can lift up your navel up and over as you reach forward. Push your right big toe mound forward and lean your sternum way out along your right leg. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then I'm going to walk my blocks over to the left while I'm walking my foot off to the right. My foot's going to go off at a 45-degree angle to the right, while my blocks go left, and take my right block further than my left block. And it's not so much about hiking up my shoulder blade as peeling my right lowest rib away from the hip crest as I reach my right hip over towards the other side of the mat. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just keep about 10% compression in your front spine, chin to collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel. But unfurl, right hand up to sky, reach and elongate. And then inhale, lift that right shoulder blade up to the ear, open the palm, and then exhale, lift it again, but close the palm down. Inhale, open, like your right outer shoulder head is making a little rainbow in the sky. Your palm is opening to the back, inhalation, and closing as it goes up and over to the front. 3, and 2. And 1, and then I'm just going to dive that hand down and walk it underneath the left forearm. Flip my right palm and cinch the fingertips towards the back of that block as I'm pulling my right shoulder blade toward the front of the mat. My right hip is reaching over towards the right. For 3, and 2, and 1, and then I'm going to release. And as I walk my blocks back to the front, I'm going to pull my foot in so it's going straight ahead, and then I just keep going and walk past it. And walk my left block further than my right block. Heel up my lowest left rib, away from the left hip crest, and spread the left rib tips. Ventilate that left lung for 3, and 2, and 1. And then as I return to the center, I'm going to turn all the way around to the front. And this left leg shank is going to come behind the left knee. My right foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. And my left knee can be a little bit outside of my left hip. I'm just going to put my palms forward, lift my arms up, and really try to pick up the whole rib cage, which is not the same as shearing it forward. Just see if you can just pick it vertically up as your arms reach up. And then we're going to take those left fingertips down to the mat. And just try to stabilize the spine. So tuck chin, collarbones to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. And see if you can find 10% of that front line compression. And then unfurl just slightly, but don't lose that 10%. And drop your shoulder blades towards the pelvis, in towards the spine, and up into the rib cage. And then just use that stability right in the center of your core. Float your right leg up a little bit, and lift your left thumb so you're just on your middle finger, and then right arm comes up to the sky. And then Parigasana wobble, to see if you can keep your stability right in your deep belly. And 3 limbs off the earth. 3, 2, and 1. And then land the foot in the hand, right arm alongside ear. Push your right heel down into the ground and spread your right rib tips so they rainbow up to the sky. 3, 2, and 1. And then here we go, picking up right hand till we come up. And I'm rebalancing the front, chin to collarbone to sternum, sternum to deep belly, 10%. And the back, shoulder blades down the back towards the spine, in towards the rib cage. I'm just going to keep that central core. Left arm's going to float up. No weight in the right arm over here, but it reaches over towards the left. So I'm just trying to get the ability to spread the side body, the rib tips, while I'm keeping that stability, the front spine and the back spine. I'm inhaling up to center and exhaling over to the side. Inhaling up to center, exhaling over to the side. Feel that left glute, left heel can tick-tock a little bit to get the left hamstrings on more. Inhaling up and exhaling. Lost count, but let's do more. Inhale up and exhale. Windmill your hands down to the front of your mat. Curl your right toes under and exhale. Downward facing dog or child's pose, your choice. Elongate either way. Elongate spread the rib tips. 3, 2, and 1. And then just go ahead and walk your feet all the way up to your hands and hang in your forward fold at the front of the mat. Hang and breathe. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just roll up one vertebra at a time. And when you get to this, the top, Just pigeon toe your feet a little bit. Turn your big toes towards each other a tiny bit, and then take your palms forward and inhale your arms up over your head. Try not to lose your rib cage forward, but see if you can keep the integrity of that front line, that 10% compression at the front line, and that 10% at the back with the shoulder blades dropping down. And then go ahead and clasp your right wrist with your left hand and just reach your right hip over towards the right as you compress your left sideways. So you're not trying to pick up your right shoulder blade here so much as spread your right rib tips and pry your right lowest rib away from your right hip crest. And on the left side, you're pulling that left lowest rib down towards the hip crest, actively compressing for 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale your way up. And then switch the wrists and jut that left hip out to the side, spread your left rib tips, and pull your right lowest rib down to the right hip crest. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then inhale your way up to center and exhaling, forward fold, Uttanasana. And inhale, look halfway up, and exhale, step your right foot back. Take your blocks underneath your hands. Now try not to sit too much into your left hip so that your tailbone goes off to the side. If you want to reach your left hip, bump your left hip out like we were doing a couple of months ago, it's okay with me, but just don't twist your tail off to the side. Make sure your sacrum's reaching straight back behind you. Then pull your right hip crest forward and reach your right heel back until your right quad gets super tight and you're squeezing your right knee. And then just make a little action of dropping your left foot into the mat and turning it like you're gonna turn a jar lid, like you're waxing off your left foot, and then pull with your fingertips on your blocks so you can feel your lats start to engage. Now tuck chin, collarbone to sternum, sternum to deep belly, to navel, navel to deep belly, and then just try to keep about 10% of that front line on as you unfurl and drop your shoulder blades down the back towards the spine and in towards the rib cage. Just feel that co-activation of the front and the back line. Get really light in your fingertips and float your way up. Crescent lunge. Inhale your hands up over the head, straighten both legs. And then just go ahead and bend your right knee and your left knee as your hands float out to the side. Inhale your way up. Exhale at the top. Inhale your way down and up. Exhale at the top. Inhale your way down. Keep inhaling up. Exhale at the top. Last one. Inhale your way down. Keep inhaling your way up. Exhale at the top. And then just let your hands come down and interlace behind your glutes. Sink your fists down. Really go after that back arch. So we want to feel the tick-tock in the right heel, right glute on, and then both the shoulder blades, especially the right one, coming down toward the pelvis and towards the spine and into the rib cage. And just take a look up. Long back of the neck. Now bend your left knee. 3, 2, and 1. As you come out, tuck your chin, collarbones to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. Fists are rising. Push your left heel down. Use the co-activation of the front and the back of the spine to stabilize you as you land your left shoulder onto your left thigh. Drop your head down. You can stay there. You can drop your right heel down. You can stay there, or you can put your head a little further down. Your left butt cheek's gonna wing out to the left a little bit. It's okay. 3, 2, and 1. And then just release. Take your hands back to your blocks. Actually, let's go all the way down. Hands down to the ground. Step your left foot back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, optional chaturanga, downward facing dog. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then just lift that right leg up in the air and exhale the right foot in between the hands. Take your hands back onto the blocks. Now try not to let your right sitting bone wing out to the side. So even if you're going to bump your hip out, try to keep your tail going straight back behind you. And then pull your left hip crest forward, reach your left heel back until your left quad is tight and you can squeeze your left knee. Then drop your right foot into the ground and turn it like you're turning a jar lid. Wax off your right foot. Fingertips to blocks, and they're going to pull towards the back mat. Feel the lats come on. Then tuck chin, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. See if you can find that front line compression. And then as we unfurl, keep about 10% of it on and begin to drop your shoulder blades down the back towards the spine, in towards the rib cage, and then just float your way up. You're on the other side now. Try not to lose your rib cage forward. Just elevate that rib cage away from the pelvis. Now, inhale, straighten both legs. And then just go ahead and bend the knee, come down, hands out to a T. Inhale, straighten. Exhale at the top. This time we're going to inhale down. Keep inhaling up. And exhale at the top. Inhale down. Keep inhaling up. Full exhalation at the top. Inhale down. Inhale up. Exhale at the top. Inhale down. Inhale up. Exhale at the top. And then just swim your hands around. Get the other index finger in front as you interlace your fingers and drop your fists down. We're going to go after that back arch. So just wag your heel, left heel side to side. Get your left hammies on. Get your left glute on. And then pull your shoulder blades down the back towards the spine and into the ribcage, especially the left one. Now take a little look up. And then go ahead and bend your right knee. 3, 2, and 1. And as you come out of that back arch, tuck your chin. Collarbones to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. Keep stabilizing right at that core. The front and the back line are co-activating. I'm taking my right shoulder slowly down to my right thigh. And then I can stay here. I can drop my left heel, no problem. I can leave my head up here, or I can drop it down towards the mat. Just gonna cause my right glute to swing out to the right a little bit. It's okay. Yajnavalkyasana for 3, and 2, and 1. And then just release, hands around the front foot. Take the front foot to meet the back. Come down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling optional chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths there, or feel free to take a child's pose. For 3. And 2. And 1. And then just walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Take the weight into the heels. Compress your front spine, chin, collarbone, sternum, deep belly. And as you roll up, one vertebra at a time, you're unfurling and you're stacking each vertebra on top of the previous one. But you're trying not to lose all of that compression. You're trying to keep about 10% of that compression on, so that when you get to the top, you're still stabilizing at the front as you initiate your back bend. Shoulder blades down to the pelvis, in towards the spine and in towards the rib cage. Take a little look up. 3, 2, and 1. And as you come out, chin to collarbone, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, look halfway up, and exhale, take your right foot back, and it's kind of in parallel train tracks. The right foot is not going behind the left foot. And just turn the right foot out at a 45-degree angle. But again, your feet are on train tracks, not quite mat width apart, but a little bit spread apart. And then just bend your left knee so it is over your left ankle. And as we begin here, we're going to find that little cat arch in the front spine. Tuck chin, collarbone, sternum, navel, deep belly. And we're going to keep that compression of the front spine at about 10%. Firm the right hand into the block and get the left arm alongside the ear. Now, as I begin to unfurl that front spine, I'm not going to let go of that last 10% compression, but I'm going to begin the back bend. So scaps toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, and into the rib cage. Now I'm going to come up under the fingertips of the right hand. I'm pressing my left foot down to the mat. I'm waxing it off. I should be working here. This should not be a picnic right here. But if it's not enough for you, you can also take your right arm alongside the ear. 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Straighten front leg, cat arch over it, lift and spread your left toes, fan your left foot side to side. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then scoot your feet so that your left heel does run directly on a line into your right arch of foot. And then go ahead and windmill your hands up to warrior 2. Pull your right femur bone towards the back skin and externally rotate your left quad. Notice how your belly is facing off towards the left. We're going to turn that belly to the right. We're going to pull the left edge of the navel towards the right belly. And when we do that, that left knee might come inside the left second toe. So as your belly goes right, keep externally rotating your left quad. Belly goes right, quad goes left. You're trying to pry those in opposite directions. Then when you feel ready, left arm comes up, right hand comes down. Now just notice this side bend here. Try to keep opening that left ribs, but turn on a little bit of this front compression. So chin, collarbone, sternum, deep belly, only at about the 10% level, not too much. And then also get the side bend. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then straighten up that left leg.
Now don't let go of that 10% compression at the front, but add in the back. So we're going to get the scaps coming down toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, into the back of the rib cage. Now I've got that co-activation, 10% on the front, 10% on the back, and I'm going to lean over, jut my right hip out. I'm going to try to keep the left side elongated, left rib tip spreading apart, right side contracting. And then I'm going to take my left hand down to a block or to the shin, and I'm going to extend my right hand up to the sky, Trikonasana. Now just be aware of this stabilization that we found here. While we've got the left side body extending, the right side body contracting for 3 and 2 and 1. Now look down at your left foot. We're going to roll through the left big toe mound. We've got our weight in the center of the left heel strike. And as we take that left block forward, we're going to float the right leg up in the air. And we're stabilizing from that co-activation of the front and the back spine. So just right around the navel, between the navel and the deep belly, we've got that strong stability like we were working in the twist earlier. You can turn your navel up a little bit. You can take a little look up if you want to. Just look to the side if you want to. For 3 and 2 and 1. And just keep being aware of that stability from the front and the back spine, and come up onto your fingertips. See if you can reach your thumb up so that your middle finger is just touching the block. And then if you can, lower hand wants to float up. That's okay with me. 3, 2 and 1. And then just let that right foot float down. Turn towards the side of the mat. Parallel or pigeon toe your feet. Forward fold. Head on the block or on the floor, wherever you'd like. Hang and breathe. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then inhale your way halfway up. Try to keep a little compression in that front spine, 10%. Chin, collarbone, sternum, navel. And then without letting your knees come forward, just sit your glutes way back. Be as light in your fingertips as you can be. And then on your next exhalation, straighten your right leg. Push your heel away from you. Reach your left knee out to the side. Use your left glute. Like I had a block against your left knee and you are pushing into it. 3. Don't let your front compression go. 2. 1. Inhale. As you exhale, straighten the left leg. Reach that right knee out to the side. 3, 2, 1. And then just go side to side. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then take your blocks and walk them all the way over towards your right foot. Turn your right foot so that it's facing toes towards the back of the mat. And your left foot is like on train tracks. So it's not back here so that your heel's going to your arch. They're kind of side to side, but your left foot's out at a 45-degree angle. And then just bend your right knee so it's right over your right ankle. And then find your front arch, your cat arch compression. As you tuck chin, collarbone to sternum, sternum to navel, navel to deep belly. And just keep that on. Hold on to that while you start to unfurl and pull your shoulder blades down toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, into the rib cage. And then just get really light on your left fingertips. Take your right arm alongside the ear. You should be able to feel that co-activation at the front and the back. Now press your right foot down to the ground and wax it off, turn it into the ground. You should be working already pretty hard, but if you need more, you can just take your left arm alongside the ear. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then release, straighten your front leg, cat arch over it, fan your foot side to side. For 3, and 2, and 1. And now shimmy your feet so that your right heel does draw a line right back into your left arch, and then windmill your hands up to warrior 2. Cut your left thigh back towards the back skin of the leg. Externally rotate your right quad. Your right knee is trying to find the level of your right second toe. And just notice how your belly is facing over towards the right. So we're going to turn our belly towards the left. We're going to reach the right edge of the navel over towards the left. And when we do that, we might lose that right knee inside the right big toe. So as you turn your navel to the left, externally rotate that quad. Belly goes left, quad goes right. We're trying to reach those apart. And then we're going to take the hands up to warrior 2. 3, 2, 1. Then the right hand's going to sky, left hand's going to come down. We're going to really spread these rib tips apart. Really grow them apart as we're compressing the left sideways. And then when we're taking our little lean over, we're going to also stabilize with that front spine a little bit. So chin, collarbone, sternum, navel, just a little bit, like 10%. 3, 2, 1. Now straighten your front leg. Keep that 10% on the front, but initiate 10% on the back too as you drop your shoulder blades down toward the pelvis, in toward the spine, into the rib cage, and then jut your left hip out and reach out to the right. You're trying to keep that length on the right side body, spread your right rib tips. You're trying to compress the left sideways, and you've got this co-activation at the front and the back of the body that's stabilizing. You can take your right hand to your right shin or to your block, and then just go ahead and unfurl your left arm up to the sky. 3, 2, 1. And just try to keep that stability right in that central core. Look down at your right foot. Weight is in the middle of your heel strike. Just roll through that right big toe mount as you take your block forward, lifting left leg. Keep aware of that co-activation of the front and the back spine. As you extend your left arm up to sky, you can turn your navel. Gaze can be to the side or up. 3, 2, 1. Now just keep that stability and see if you can find your fingertips on the block. And if it's there for you, see if you can find your hand floating up to your heart. 3, 2, and 1. And then just slowly take that left foot down, parallel or pigeon toe your feet, forward fold and hang. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then go ahead and shimmy your feet in towards each other and squat down, Malasana. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to walk our hands back. I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So that our fingertips are facing the glutes. And then go ahead and press in to the hands and try to lift the hips up. So you're pressing first your right heel down, your right hip lifts, then your left heel down, your left hip lips. You're just trying to find that flat tabletop with your chin tucked. Pull with your heels, tick-tock your heels and pull them towards the glutes to get your hamstrings working, and use your glutes, and then pull your shoulder blades down toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, and into the rib cage for 3, and 2, and 1, and then just sink down, straighten your legs out, breathe, Dandasana for 3, and 2, and 1, and then 1 more of those. So put your hands behind you, push up into your hands, lift your glutes. You're trying to come into a tabletop shape for 3, and 2, and 1, and then release. Come Dandasana again, just sitting and breathing for 3, and 2, and 1. Last posture, we're going to take our blocks under our hands, right alongside our glutes or slightly behind. And we're just going to take the feet, the big toes are going to touch each other, and then we're going to press up, Purvottanasana. You're trying to drop your feet to the floor. Tick-tock your heels a little bit. Use your hammies, squeeze your glutes, pull your shoulder blades toward the pelvis, in towards the spine, and up into the rib cage for 3, and 2, and 1, and then release, coming all the way down to seated, and then just take a little forward fold, not too intense. Just let yourself drape over. Again, like you had a blanket, you're going up and over, but just kind of drape over your legs for 3, and 2, and 1, and then roll up to seated. All right, we're going to take a little inversion. If you want to take a headstand, feel free. If you'd like to just take your legs up the wall, that's really good. So find somewhere where you can get a little blood coming back down the legs toward the pelvis. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then whenever you feel ready, just go ahead and roll over onto your right side and press up to seated, and just find your alpha ball. We're going to start that alpha ball right underneath the right shoulder blade tip in the back of the rib cage. And we're just going to come down and slide that ball between 2 ribs. If that's too much pressure, you can take your elbows down alongside of you to support you. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then roll the ball down again so it's just between the next 2 ribs. And again, arms alongside of yours, or elbows can stay down on the mat. For 3, and two, and one. And then roll it down so it's just below the right lowest rib. Come all the way down on your back and lift your hips up. And just roll the ball right underneath that right lowest rib, side to side. 3, 2, and 1. And then just bend, all the weight in the left foot, right ankle on the left thigh, reach the right knee away, push into your left foot and chug head to foot. Just rolling over, psoas insertion here. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll the ball down another inch and go side to side. You're trying not to touch the rib or the hip. And you may not be able to find enough space to do that, but if you can, just come across the belly of the QL for 3, and 2, and 1. Next time you're up against the right edge of the spine, take all the weight into the left foot, right ankle going to left thigh, reach the right knee away and chug. 3, and 2, and 1. And then draw the ball down right above the pelvic rim and just go side to side. 3, 2, 1. Next time you're up against the right edge of the pelvis, just take some dog cat tilts and see if you can find the ball drawing toward the tail as you dog tilt the tail down to the ground. And just see if as you lift your tail up towards the ceiling, you can find the ball rolling back towards the lumbar spine. So inhale, you're trying to reach the ball towards the tail as it drops, and exhale, you're trying to get the ball up to the lumbar spine. 3, 2, and 1. And then just roll the ball into your right glute, lift your right knee, take it into a little bit of a circle. If you need more, you can lift your left heel, you can pin your knees together. 3, and 2, and 1. And then just straighten out your right leg. Turn your navel 45 degrees to the right. You can stay down there, or you can come up onto your right forearm. Either way, bury the outside edge of your right foot into the mat, bend and straighten your right leg, rolling over glute med, external fibers. 3, 2, and 1. And then turn 45 degrees more. Roll a donut shape around your greater trochanter, that bumpy little knob on the outside of your hip. For 3, and 2, 1. Then step your left foot in front of your right thigh, turn your navel 45 degrees more, just roll around right at the top of your IT band, just in front of it, like you were trying to put that alpha ball into the front pocket of your jeans, the change pocket of your jeans. For 3, 2, and 1. And then roll the ball down into the sideways so it's above your hip crest and below your lowest rib. Inhale, puff up towards the ball. Exhale, sink down onto it. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, puff up. Exhale, sink down. And
just keep as much weight as you can on the ball as you start to dog tilt and cat arch. Just see if you can let that ball wend its way a little bit deeper into your side waist. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then just take your left foot and step it behind your right thigh. Turn your navel 45 degrees up to the place where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then just roll in and out of the side of your back or the back of your side. And just see if you can find any owie bits in that little line where the QL and the oblique stalk away from each other. 3, 2, and 1. And then just release, lie down flat on your back, and just notice any changes you made in the right side of your body versus the left. And then when you feel ready, we're just going to take that alpha ball right underneath the left shoulder blade, with the bottom tip of the left shoulder blade, and just take it between those 2 ribs. Arms along the side, ears, opposite index finger in front. Or if that's too much pressure, you can just take your elbows down onto the mat. 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to roll the ball down an inch. And again, you can keep your elbows down on the mat. Or if it feels okay, you can have your arms alongside your ears. 3, 2, 1. And then just roll that ball down right below the lowest rib on the left side. Put all the weight in your feet. Lift your pelvis off the floor and go side to side. Noticing which side is tighter. 3, 2. And when next time you're up against the left edge of the spine, take all the weight in your right foot, left ankle bone to right thigh. Reach your left knee away and chug. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then release. Roll that ball down just a little bit and go side to side without touching the hip or the rib if possible. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then roll the ball. Oh, sorry. Next time you're up against the left edge of the spine, take all your weight into the right foot, left ankle bone to right thigh. Reach the left knee away and chug. For 3 and 2 and 1. And then release and roll the ball down a little bit more so it's just gliding along the top rim of the pelvis like a ball on track. For 3 and 2 and 1. Next time you're up against the left edge of the spine, just take some pelvic tilts and see if you can roll the ball towards the tail as you dog tilt and roll it back up into the lumbar spine as you cat arch. For 3 and 2
and 1. And then roll that ball down into the left glute. Find a little owie spot, pin it, and take your left knee in a circle. If you need more pressure, you can lift the right heel or pin the right knee to the left knee and make 1 circle with both knees. For 3. And 2. And 1. And then go ahead and straighten out your left leg. Turn your navel 45 degrees to the left. And then stay there or hike up on your left forearm. Bury the outer edge of your left foot into the mat and bend and straighten your left leg. 3. 2. 1. Now turn your navel 45 degrees toward the wall and just rotate the ball around your greater trochanter, that little bumpy knob, widest part of your hip. Draw a circle around it. 3, 2, and 1. Now step your right foot in front of your left thigh. Turn your navel 45 degrees again. And just roll around a little bit at the top of your IT band, right in front of it. Like you're trying to press that ball into the change pocket of your jeans. 3, 2, and 1. And then roll ball into your side waist. Coming down, inhale, puff your belly towards the ball. Exhale, sink down on it. Inhale, puff. Exhale, sink. Inhale, puff. Exhale, sink. And then take a little cat arch and dog tilt. For 3, 2, and 1. And then take your right foot behind your left thigh. Turn your navel 45 degrees up toward the ceiling and then move into the back of your side or the side of your back and see if you can find any owie bits there. For 3, and 2, and 1. And then take your time, but whenever you feel ready, let that go. Lie flat on your back and notice. You could come right into your Shava here. If you need to roll a little bit more anywhere on your body, you can feel free to do that now. Otherwise, just taking a moment to integrate the practice. Take an easy inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhalation out the mouth. Inhaling nose. Sighing out the mouth. Inhaling nose. Let everything go. And rolling over on the right side into the fetal position, taking a moment of gratitude for the miracle of your body, for your strong legs and your strong arms, for the good gift of eyes that see and ears that hear. Such amazing blessings. And then grounding your left palm into the mat, come gently up to seated, allowing your head to hang until the very end. Just taking a moment in your seated position to notice any effects of the practice on the body. And release to the muscle sheath, in the depth of the breathing, or in the quietness of the mind. And inhaling the hands up over the head, allowing the palms to touch overhead, and thumbs to the forehead for generous thoughts, and to the lips for kind speech, and to the heart for clear intentions. Namaste.